Good afternoon. It's part two. As you well know, the phone just rang. It was his sister. Now, everything you want to say to me, I want you to tell it to them. His sister called. She was very concerned. I spoke to her at length, and I made no promises. He has a 30-day notice. This 30-day notice will turn into a holdover proceeding rather than an administrative process, which he's supposed to get. He was never supposed to get this. This is not the first step. The first step is for the development manager to call him in and accept or request proof that he is a remaining family member, look at the policy, and from there, send it to 250 Broad. Send it to Miss Jasper at the Queensborough Management Office. She does her job, and from there, send it to New York City Housing Authority at 250 Broadway, and then he is supposed to get a determination as to whether to come in or not for an administrative process. And that has many criteria. The remaining family member policy of July 11, 2003 is a revised version, and they're in a lot of trouble with HUD. But under Secretary Donovan, the way things are right now is so easy. He doesn't have to go to Congress to ask for no money. He doesn't have to go to ask for new developments. He doesn't have to do anything but maintain what he got. After they just stole 21 developments from New York State and robbed New York State and its citizens of half a billion dollars, $500 million in the 21 developments. New York State Senator Shirley Huntley, New York State Senator M.SMITH, and Assemblywoman Vivian Cook were all part and party. And the hypocritical Senator Huntley, for her fledgling campaign that Nunez was about to bust that behind, orchestrated a death threat against herself after she went and decried NYCHA while Ida M. Smith was working for a campaign, stole all of my secrets, and fed it to her, fed it to Earl Francis at Jamaica Business Resource Center, and the way Senator Huntley knew about it was because of Lester Muse. But that's my story, and that's another part of something. This is a 30-day notice to Mr. Gregory Jones. And Mr. Gregory Jones is the person we need to concentrate on right now. Okay? Now, Mr. Gregory Jones, we'd like to establish our relationship, which means that, where do you know me from?
I know you from meeting you one night when I was headed to the store, and you were putting out flyers. And the flyers were pertaining to the wrongdoing of the New York City Housing Authority toward remaining members, remaining family members. And being that it was an issue that I was going through with being a remaining family member, this is how I met you. And ever since then, we've been talking, and you've been assisting me in the situation with the Housing Authority, which I feel is very helpful. But yet at the same time, the Housing Authority got a lot of games.
Yes, but I never asked you for a doggone dime.
No, you never asked me for a dime.
Because they're going to think I'm practicing law without a license, because they know I got a legal education.
No, you never asked me for a dime or anything, man.
Right.
This is something that was done from your heart, something that was done on the strength.
And when I was giving out that information, it was because I was supporting what candidate for what. You know what I'm trying to get. You know where I'm headed with this.
Thompson.
Bill Thompson.
Bill Thompson, yeah.
I was putting so many posters out.
Put out a lot of posters for Bill Thompson one night.
Anybody help me out?
You know, and
anybody help me out?
I helped you out. I helped you out.
Yeah, man. I thank you.
Yeah.
Because you never got credit for it. Nobody said thank you to you. And I was so busy doing what I was doing, I couldn't do as much as I could. But I've been going crazy, man, and trying to do all kinds of actor roles and all kinds of things because, like you, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I got a legal education. Everybody was against me. And I tried to tell everybody that I am the model of what African Americans and Puerto Ricans in public housing should be like. When the New York City municipality of an elected mayor propped up Chino Hernandez, Ricardo Elias Morales, and this is the first step. Now, why don't you tell me how you felt when you got this? Because that's going to take a long time. You got a story like mine.
How I felt about this. I think this was very degrading. I already spoke to the manager, okay, that I wanted to be added to the lease. We already did the paperwork before my mom got sick and things of this nature.
Well, you taking care of your
I'm already
mother.
in housing for non-payment of rent, which the rent is being paid, okay? The problem is I'm not on the lease. So therefore, the checks are just sitting there at the lockbox, okay, not being cashed, and they're not being sent back to human resources for them to replace it with one single paper check for the amount that I owe for the rent.
Thank you. Now, that puts us where we're at. I'd like to know, when you came here, was it because your mother was sick and needed her son?
Exactly. Directly. Yes, that's what it was. We did the paperwork when she got...
And what you got as a reward for that, to show that you were such a loyal son, what did you get?
Nothing.
A power of attorney.
I got power of attorney, I mean.
Your mother, this is when your mother transfers to you.
Yeah, well actually my sister transferred to me, the third party, power of attorney. And for the assistance of my mom. And that's what was given to me. And I showed that to the courts. And you know, it's funny. This system is so satanic. It's so oppressive and depressive toward African Americans. It's just a shame. They tell me that it does not uphold in court, which they thought that I was ignorant. But power of attorney does uphold in court. Okay? But they came at me like as if, you know, I was a dummy.
Too dumb.
I'm very ignorant. I'm stupid. Like, see, we as African Americans or black people, they play us. And they play us with these so-called policies and laws, which if you are able to gain knowledge of, that you do have a right to. Okay? You do have a right to. But they think that you don't know and understand, so they're going to play you like a piano. But yet, you do have the right of power of attorney. It does mean something in court.
Now, since you got that, did you know you were supposed to be considered, when they filed an Article 81 incapacitated hearing, to take all your mother's human rights and everything and hand it to that white boy lawyer? That's the person representing your mother when it should have been you. That's another
cut in the throat. This is how they do us, man. They hand somebody to your parent who you never met, never sat down and talked to you, don't know him from a can of worms, and all of a sudden he's representing your mother. Now, I don't know who this man is, this representing my mother. I never met him.
Did he ever come to
He never came to talk to me.
Did he send you a piece of paper?
He sent me paper, but he never talked to me.
Did he sent you a piece of paper inviting you to participate in the process, yes or no?
No, he never sent me a paper inviting me. He just sent me a paper stating that
he is who he is, and he owned your mama's rights and be able to make all decisions for her, yes or no?
Yes, and I'm not allowing that to happen, even though it's going to happen, because that's the way the satanic system is designed.
I am going to show him.
It's designed that way.
I'm going to show him how to go to the self-representative office in Supreme Court in Queens County and how to do his paperwork so that he can return the case to the calendar to be considered as guardian of person and guardian of assets. We got a whole lot of work to do here, people. But while I'm saying that, when I remember you last, you had given me so much paperwork that was about this thick, which is about 100 pages. He contacted everybody from Senator Schumer on down to everybody in his district, just like I did the African American politicians in my district, and the former Chief of Staff of Congressman Meeks is the Chief of Staff of United States Senator Hildebrand. So everybody know about not just our cases, but everybody else we said was such an egregious crime, because not just us too. There's so many. There's Tammy down the street, all of the people, the delegation I took to the... Look, people, all I know is we're going to have to go to part 3 because it's up to 10 minutes and 34 seconds. And that's it, right? So we're going to take a break and go to part 3. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.